So we're actually going to walk into the new object method if we can. We can't. We can't walk into it. It's been optimized away. So what I kind of want to do is I want to make a method that does all this shit for me, because I don't want to ever forget to have to do that crap again. So I want to make like a component utils or something like that. Like object utils would be a decent one to make. Have this, which is like attach component to object, and it just does this shit for us, so we don't have to do it again. And the other thing I want to try is, like, these things right now work. Let's just go make sure that that's true, and then I want to move that transform to the top and see if that does anything for us. It shouldn't change any behavior, but just because we don't think it should change the behavior doesn't mean it will or will not change the behavior. Alright, so it is working as we expect at the moment. So we are going to go ahead and do this. And let's make sure that it continues to function. Optimized away is fine. It's just kind of annoying when it's hard to find code in C++, and walking into code is usually a really easy way to find the code that you're wanting to find. Yeah, so that works even if the thing is not at the origin when you spawn it. Excellent. So what we want to do is we want to make a new function here, and we're going to call it static static void attach component. Oh man, what do we need to do here? I don't want to make a template function, because to hell with that crap. Come on, just find it. I'm trying to find the new object function. Nope, can't do it. Doesn't know what it is. It's absolutely unable to find it. Where the hell is new object declared? Nope, can't do it. Alright. Well, that's really unfortunate. Where the hell is this thing? Alright, so I guess new object is not specifically like a new object sort of thing. It does a whole bunch of other crap too. It's like the outer object and all this. Alright, fine. So what I'm going to do is attach component, create an attached component. Let's just call add component. And we're going to call like use scene component star component. And we're going to have like a actor star actor. And we're also going to make like create, yeah, just like add component, but pass in like a U class, static class. And we're actually going to return the use scene component that was created by this thing. And we want to const f-string address name on this thing as well. And this is kind of what I do when I'm working inside of a lot of game engines and stuff like that, is you try to build like a system that does exactly what you want inside of it. And this is what is known as fighting the engine, and is a symptom of greater problems in your project. If you're fighting the engine too much, then it's kind of like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you're just doing it wrong. So that's kind of, I'm probably doing something wrong. You're gonna try to go get some sleep and wake up for Adam's stream? Well, you're a trooper. Oh yeah, we got it. We got it solved. It's just, it's never a matter of if we can or not. It's just a matter of time. I solve problems, but I complain about them bitterly while I solve them. But that doesn't matter. Victory is only a matter of time. Alright, so we're going to do new object, use scene component, and we're passing in our actor, yeah, our root, later Karkan, have a good one. So let's see if this compiles at all for us. Yeah, go enjoy your sleep. Alright. Well, I don't want to fight the engine too much, but I'll give it a little bit of its run. Give it a little bit of a run here. So we're just gonna have to wait. We're just gonna have to wait for this thing to finish doing all the things. Alright, well it did look like it actually isn't complaining too much about this. That's pretty good. So what we may be able to do is actually create a templatized version of this. So template T, create component. Basically, we're going to call new object sub T with our with our stuff here. So it should be our we'll be passing in our actor, so a actor star owner, and we'll also be passing in our const f string reference name. So all we have to do is pass in owner star name, and we just return that. So we should be able to do both of these things. Not quite though, so it's going to be T pointer var equals this. We need a return var template extends type C++. That's retarded. There's no like T extends type? Like what is this garbage? I guess it's just gonna fail to compile then, is what's gonna happen. Because these things are generated code, right? So I should just be able to do like I should just be calling like create component. It should be like cast to T, and we just do create component, and it's like T static class owner and star name or some crap, and all we do is just this. I wonder if that works. I'm not super C++ expert, man, so especially not with templates. I really hate writing templates in C++. It's just annoying. And the error messages for templates are just equally awful. So, yeah. Templates in other languages I find much easier to deal with. I think it has to do with how templates actually function in C++ land, which is more along the lines of yeah, I need to make it static as well. I think it's like C++ templates are basically generated code, so like this isn't even being created at the moment because nobody's actually referencing it. And when you reference it, it'll create that piece of code not dynamically, but at compile time, so your compiler can actually slow down if you use too many templates. So the code doesn't exist unless you actually have a call to it, and then it will actually go generate that code based on the template. And that can also be, you can have some big issues there, like let's say you have a type that does, like it's dynamically created or something like that, then you're screwed. You know, what if you try to compile something and the code for that template, that's why templates have to go into header files and all that sort of bullshit. It's just not fun. I don't like templates. C++. I think they're just poorly implemented. Well, they're probably implemented that way for a very specific reason. So, my opinion of them probably does not matter. So, we're going to try this here, and it's basically like we're going to try basically u paper flipbook component is going to equal u Dashkin object utils new object sub u paper flipbook component star, and we're going to pass in owner and name, so it's going to be actor and animation controller. Let's see if that does what we want. Let's create a component. Whoops. Cannot convert from upaper flipbook component star to, yeah, alright, there we go. Create component, no matching function found for, it's supposed to take a static class, an actor, and a name. So star name is wrong. That should just be name. Alright, so let's see. No matching, create component found. Create component expects 2 arguments, 3 provided. Create component. Okay, we're actually not supposed to pass in create component sub t. It's just create component. So, just slowly making our way through. We're building our house so that we may live in it comfortably. And we're not going to stop until it's done. And that's just how it is. And with slowly, doing more and more, like I haven't actually written like a C++ template in a hell of a long time. So it's kind of funny to actually go do it. And that looks like it worked, so let's run it and make sure it's still attaching our flipbook component properly, and then we can simplify this code a bit. And that's why we're, kind of coalescing into useful code is what we're slowly acquiring. Things that do exactly what we expect, that we understand, and that we can use. So what the hell just happened? Oh, I just named this thing animation controller instead of flipbook component. Well, no wonder it's going to get angry with me. You can't do that. You do that, and then it just barfs all over itself. And it says, dude, what are you doing? Let's see it done. Let's see it working. Alright, so we got all the explosions working properly, as they should. So with that, we will be able to now actually call create component, and instead of doing a whole bunch of craziness, we can just, call like initialize and play on our component instead of having to call like when you actually just call it object details create component, it just goes and makes a component and attaches it properly and does all that stupid shit. And there you go. You don't have to remember, oh yeah, I didn't register my component, so obviously we're gonna throw it at negative 2500x because that's the origin. That's where everything is safe. Alright, so it looks like that actually does do what we want. Cool. Well, let's make sure that our object utils is properly commented. Awesome, so that is good to go. So now we can actually make our... Are we actually going to get to making our kill flipbook on start blueprint component? Are we actually going to do it? So we need to make a blueprint component, which is going to be a scene component. And we want it to fetch the animation controller, register for the end of animation, and then murder itself. It's pretty simple concept of that. So we're going to go to test content. We're going to make a new blueprint class. We want it to go off of a scene component. We're going to say kill on anim finished. And basically what we want to do is on begin play, we want to get component, get owner. Alright, well, what the hell? Alright, get owning actor in blueprint. It's called get owning actor instead of... Alright, wow, what? How come I can't fucking call get owner? Like, are you for real here? Like, this is stupid. Alright. Scene component, that age. There is a function called get owner on something here. Is it on a U object? Like where? There's attachment. Ah, come on. Like get. I do not understand this. I want to get the other components on my object and I can't get it. Alright, maybe I just need to turn off context sensitive. Okay, yeah, okay, thanks Unreal for being a total pain in the ass. Like, Jesus Christ. Uncheck the default thing so you can actually see what the hell you want. Context sensitive, if it doesn't have anything on, just doesn't do anything. Dashkin animation controller component. I want to bind to one of these events here. Assign on animation end. Let's go take a look at what we've got actually here in our animation controller component. We have on, yeah, it's Dashkin animation on animation end. Dashkin animation bind event to assign on animation end. Alright, so bind to event, and then when this thing fires, we're going to destroy actor. Destroy parent actor blueprint unreal. Destroy parent actor from its child's blueprint. Scene component blueprint destroy actor. It's just called destroy actor, and you just pass in your owner. Destroying actor. Get owner of component from blueprint. It should just get owner. Okay, there we go. Target is an actor component. Ah, it's annoying. There's no context specific stuff, you just have to know. Alright, so that's going to get something that we can actually do something about, and we want to actually reference that asset from our code. So we're basically going to want to call something to the effect of get the data manager and we want to get a scene component asset from here. Well, I'm gonna have to take a quick break and I'll be right back. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get the scene component pointers in our data manager so that we can reference these blueprint objects from our C++ code and spawn them properly. So we got to upgrade our data manager because we got this like get effect class by name. We're going to need like get component class by name. I know. We're back to generating code. We're back to yesterday. That's okay. Yesterday didn't suck. And neither will tomorrow, thanks to our efforts. So in order to add these, we're going to need to basically add our paths for where we want to search for things that derive from scene component. So we need to set up our generation so we can do all that. So we're going to call this component classes. And where it's going to be Actually, we might not even have to change our generation stuff, because we've already got our paths for where we're searching for stuff, so we just need our data manager. So let's go modify our data manager real quick. So we're going to need get all components. Get all component classes. Get component by name. And get component class by name. To get a component by simple name, get component class by name. M components. M component classes. M components map. And M component class map. Component class by name, so this should be entity class map, component class map. So get effect by name here should be get component by name. Effects map, so components map. And again here, get component by name. We already wrote that, so we don't need to do that. And this is just going to be get all component classes and get all components. Alright, so we got all entities, get, tick, all that stuff. Alright, so what we're going to do for this parent class is we're going to basically do else. We need to check if it is a scene component. So it's going to be like bool scene component equals false. So we've casted this object to a U blueprint. We need to get the parent class and see if the parent class is the generated class is of a type that extends this thing. So it's like if blue generated class, we're going to do a cast to use scene component. So it's going to like use scene component pointer comp equals this. So if comp does not equal null pointer, then scene component equals true. So it's going to be our components map components need to be added. Effect class map. It's going to be component class map. And component classes here. Save class does not equal override class. Encounter duplicate component asset loaded. Component loaded asset as components. Components map. Components. Class. Alright. So in our entity utils, what we need to do is we need to call get components class by name, I think. And then we need to call our object utils with like create component. And we'll call it with our class here, our actor, and our name. And our name is just going to be kill component. And what this should do is it should scan the asset registry. All of those blueprints should now be available in the asset manager for us to load, and then now we can just make components inside of this stuff, and we'll be able to reference them by string name from code and by class directly inside of blueprints. And also by string name inside of blueprints as well if we need to. So we can kind of attach whatever the hell we want. Which is cool. This is actually not bad, not awful. Which is how I call things good, is usually by calling them not shit. I thought I had fixed that. Apparently not. So let's take a look and see if we actually do what we want to do with this thing. Because it looks like it's pretty simple to actually make those blueprint components that'll like control the effect and everything. You know, it was pretty easy, just bind to the event and do all that. It was more of a pain in the ass to Google how do I get my actor component and then uncheck the frickin' thing. So we get this by name. Let's look at our manager. We have no components. Alright, so our printf is all sorts of screwed up. Alright, so we are unable to find it. Why is that? Loading test content, loaded asset, test effect actor, blueprint as effect. So it was not able to cast the generated thing to a scene effect, whatever. Where the hell is the data manager? I don't like how Visual Studio doesn't organize any of these things by like what you're actually looking at. So let's see, Fatsack AI, dig, idle, jump, wander, clean logic state, test effect actor, kill on anim finished underscore C. The generated class so we got the U blueprint. The parent class is scene component. So we need the generated class. Scene component still false. Why is comp even available for me? I think it's lying. Maybe I should just look if the end of it has component on it and just say to hell with it, and that's good enough. You get some basic crap in there. The asset manager doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to work properly. We already have a lot of things in there where it's like if classes start with F or classes start with U, obviously Unreal's using them, so let's just make sure if you make a component that you want to be blueprint extendable, call it something component at the end. So let's see, test content, loaded asset, kill on anim finished as component. Alright. And as you can see, all these things blow themselves up as they should. So let's go one step farther, and let's get a An explosion sound effect, why don't we? So let's actually throw an explosion audio effect in here and play it. What are our audio folders right now? Audio asset paths are audio and test level tech test audio. So we can throw it inside the audio folder. So let's do that. Let's make an audio folder. One doesn't exist, one does not exist. So let's make audio. Let's make an SFX, and let's put this explosion in here. Unknown extension OGG. Okay, so OGG file Unreal. Compressor singer tweaked. So it just doesn't support OGG files. So do we have Audacity installed? We do. So let's export selected or export audio. We're gonna export it as a wave. Can you just like let me put the damned? I hate it when things use like the file